It's all over, dude. Oh, wow. Two of the world's wackiest weirdos right now having a weird off publicly, and here's how it all started. It all starts with this interview. He criticizes the big beautiful bill, saying that it can only be big or beautiful, but not both.
You know, I was like disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing. I think a bill can be big or it could be beautiful, but I don't know if it could be both.
What happens next is the next day, Elon announces that he's leaving the administration, that he's stopping working with Doge. We think everything is peachy here and there, but Musk starts taking to Twitter. I'm not even going to call it X. I'm sorry. Elon, I'm calling it Twitter. Elon takes to Twitter. He says, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." A very, very powerful statement. This causes an actual wave of people turning. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene even start talking against the bill. And this movement of the right of being against the bill is growing and growing more, Musk adding flame to the fire. Trump stays relatively quiet. Today, he had a meeting with the German chancellor, and during that meeting, everybody ignored him and started asking Trump questions about Musk. Trump said Musk knew the inner workings of the bill and that he was there for each step of it.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars.
Musk hits back, saying false. This bill was never shown to me even once and passed in the dead of night so fast almost no one in Congress could even read it, which reflects something that Marjorie Taylor Greene said. She said that she didn't have a chance to read this bill, and that's why she didn't know about the AI provisions that were in there. They're blocking AI regulations for the next 10 years for any state, which is like, I thought we were about states' rights over on the right. Huh? What's going on there? Digital technocracy. Musk presses the button even more, responding live as Trump is having this press conference. He says, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate," admitting what we all have been yelling from rooftops, saying that billionaires should not buy our elections. And here he is bragging that he's bought the election, that he's caused this shift, that he's caused the people that are in power right now to be in power, which is true. Trump finishes the press conference, goes to Truth Social, and starts tweeting some insane things. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. Continuing on, in the same minute, he said, "The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it." Wow. This is something that a lot of us have also spoken about, that Elon's companies, yes, a lot of them are future facing, and a lot of them actually were subsidized by our government. Our government is giving money to him, and he's taking it and trying to come around and cut other parts of the government that are actually useful to us. Do you see how much of a robber baron that is, to come in, take a bunch of millions of tax dollars to build your wealth on that, on big investments from the US government into SpaceX, into Tesla, into big subsidies, into those companies, to then come in and then cut the programs that help the poorest of people in the world and this country, is absolutely robbing us. And so here they're both using kind of legitimate points against each other that everybody else has been talking about, right? Trump settles down a little bit, but then he tweets, "I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase, and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This will put our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again." That's a really funny thing that he says with the 68% tax increase, because that's something that he chose, okay? Whenever he put the tax cuts in his first term, he set them to expire in 2025. And so he was the one that set that in motion. So when he's like, "Oh, I'm just here to fix it," it was your choice to set this 68% tax increase for this time. And if this bill doesn't pass because of how horrible it is and how many people are against it, that's your fault. And that 68% tax increase will be your fault. Not that I even think that number is true. I'm pretty sure Trump just made that number up. So don't trust that. Don't trust anything that comes out of his mouth when it comes to numbers. Absolutely not. Musk hits back on the Trump missile that he wants to cancel his government subsidies and says, in light of the president's statement about the cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. For those of you that don't know, the Dragon spacecraft is the first ever private spacecraft to go to the International Space Station. From 2011, we stopped sending astronauts there. In 2020, SpaceX returned America's ability to fly NASA astronauts to and from the International Space Station. This whole fiasco has been such a big hit for science, specifically for innovation in this country. It's really so sad to see. Boom! I don't know how I missed this most crazy tweet that Elon said absolutely from left field, though we all knew it was true. He said, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Damn! We knew it. We knew it. Release some files because we know he's in there. That was their whole, one of their biggest campaign promises was transparency. We're going to release all those files. They released like 3 pages of JFK and nothing from the other files. And we know why. We know why. Elon's right on this one. Musk ends everything at least of 4:26 p.m. on June 5th, saying the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year, which has been predicted by economists, has been predicted by people in different countries. Seemingly something that's going to happen, unfortunately. So prep yourselves before you wreck yourselves. And now here we are again, a Republican tearing down our country, destroying our economy, destroying our science. You don't deserve to say you're making America great. You don't deserve to say you're a patriot. You're un-American. You don't care about the Constitution, judicial powers, legislative powers. So I'm spitting on your hat, boy.